नहीं जाना चाहते हो, यहाँ से जाना चाहते हो। कहाँ जाना चाहते हो?
पापा को सुनाओ, मैं तो सुबह सुबह शराब पी के आ गया है। पासवर्ड
3232
नींबू पानी लेके आओ।
इंडियन मर्द से हरामी को चीज नहीं मैंने देखी। हम गए शौक दुनिया में सबसे कुत्ते। शादीशुदा मर्द के बैंक अथॉरिटी से रिक्वेस्ट करें कि हम बीवियों को झूठ बोल के हमारे पासपोर्ट में दुबई का टप्पा मार दोगे।
बाबा खाटू श्याम घूमने जा रहे हो और रुकने के लिए कोई अच्छी धर्मशाला तलाश रहे हो तो ये वीडियो आपके लिए लेकर के आया हूँ आपके लिए एक फ्री धर्मशाला जिसमें आप फ्री में रह सकते हैं। यहाँ आपको 50 रुपये पर पर्सन के हिसाब से भरपेट भोजन भी मिलता है। ये धर्मशाला खाटू श्याम मंदिर के बिल्कुल पास में है। इस धर्मशाला का नाम है श्री श्याम मित्र मंडली। इस धर्मशाला का पूरा एड्रेस लोकेशन सब कुछ आपको वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन में मिल जाए।
नेक्स्ट टाइम आपके घर कितने की
आती है आपको करोड़ों की बेटी।
छोरा बेरोजगार हो और काला हो, ये चोरी लुकाएंगी काला कलूठा और वो है छोरा सरकारी ला लिया हो लुकेगी। ओ माय गॉड चॉकलेटी बॉय। छोरा बेरोजगार हो और काला हो, ये चोरी लुकाएंगी काला कलूठा और वो है छोरा सरकारी ला लिया हो लुकेगी।
Supply from Eve and prime the rocket motor by opening the backup oxidizer valve. Once these actions are complete, the pilots will seek clearance for release from the MCC, that's shorthand for the Mission Control Center. The MCC team consists of experts across various departments and disciplines within the company, and they're verifying these checks with our crew. And prime the rocket motor by opening the backup oxidizer valve. Really start to feel Once these actions are complete, the pilots will seek clearance for release from the MCC, that's shorthand for the Mission Control Center.
This is really the time when the anticipation builds. All you're thinking about is that release point and getting into that boost, and honestly, getting into space. It's gonna just, it's so exciting.
And I just heard the L-4 checks are complete. So as you just mentioned, that release point, right after that, the crew lights the rocket motor, and Unity's trajectory to space starts in that horizontal release position before turning towards space, a maneuver that we refer to as the gamma turn. And then the rest of the rocket motor burn occurs in the vertical. We're now 2 minutes out from release.
The rocket motor boost was one of my favorite parts of the flight. Seeing the Earth drop away and seeing space come into view is just absolutely exciting. And of course, our vehicle gives our customers the best view of Earth with the amount of windows we have.
Yes. So we are go for release on time. That's about 1:40 from now. As you mentioned, that view from Earth, when the rocket motor burn is completed, the pilots will command the ship to feather. That's rotating the tail and the aft section of the wing up to about 60 degrees. And that starts a backflip maneuver for our spaceship. And it orients the vehicle such that all of those windows overhead are providing just a fantastic view for everyone on board to be able to look down at the Earth below. All right, so we're about 1:10 away from release at this point, 1 minute.
And I can see the crowds in Antigua, and they're excited. I can see the crowds here at Spaceport America getting ready to cheer our crew on their ascent to space.
So the last set of checks that will be done, we refer to as the L-30 or 30 seconds to release. And that's when the spaceship Unity pilots ready and arm the launch pylon. And that allows, once we get to the designated point in our flight profile for the mothership pilots, to engage the release and set Unity free. We're now 30 seconds away from release. The very last preparation that the pilots in the spaceship do before release is they push that control stick all the way forward, ensuring that we have a perfect separation. We're 15 seconds. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1, release, release, release. Ignition, good control. There's Mach 1. The pilots have started trimming for that turn towards space. Trim is now set. There is max Q. That's the point of maximum pressure exerted on the vehicle by the atmosphere. Those on board are experiencing about 3 Gs right now and traveling over 1,000 miles an hour.
That's incredible. I can imagine they're having quite a great time.
We're at Mach 2. We're in the vertical, headed towards space.
This is the part where they're seeing Earth move away and seeing space come into view and seeing that they're going to space, and just, it is an incredible feeling.
So we've got about Mach 2.8, Mach 3 approximately, and rocket motor cutoff.
Amazing. The crowds here are just absolutely going wild. I can't imagine what's happening in Antigua with them cheering them on. That's incredible. Awesome. Go Keisha, go Anna, go Jon.
So everybody on board has been cleared to unstrap and enjoy that zero-G experience. The pilots have unlocked the feather. That's the preparation so that they can raise the feather here momentarily. They're engaging the RCS as well. The feather is now starting to move on its way up.
everyone's up out of their seats just.
Oh, it's incredible. They're all, I know, it's amazing. They're all going to the window and taking in this just absolutely incredible view of Earth, the planet where all of their experiences are held. Everything they've ever known is down below.
The feather is all the way up. We have a predicted apogee of about 289,000 feet.
That is amazing. Our crew looks like they're having an absolutely incredible time, and they are officially astronauts. Welcome to space. Woo. Congratulations to Jon, to Keisha, to Anna on becoming astronauts today, and a special congratulations to our Unity pilot, Kelly, for her first space flight. And welcome back to space, CJ and Beth.
And the vehicle is oriented in that backflip or that upside down maneuver from our perspective. And you can see them just enjoying that view of the Earth below.
Man, it's just incredible. I can see that they just can't take their eyes away. And it's, you know, it's hard for us to describe. We can obviously see they're having just an incredible time in space, taking in the views, but it's an experience. It's the silence, it's the views, it's seeing our brilliant planet against the matte black of space. I can't imagine what, I can't imagine what they're going through right now, and I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, well, we just achieved our apogee at 290,000 feet. That's 88.5 kilometers.
Amazing. And apogee is actually a very unique part of our experience. It's when our vehicle begins that descent back down to Earth and everything stands still. It's just, and we take a moment in the cabin, silent and looking out as a crew, and it's an experience I can only describe with these words, but one to be felt, really.
Yes. So the pilots have initiated the motion to return the vehicle around, complete that backflip all the way around, and orient us for the re-entry. They've just made the return to seat call. They do that before we get to about 0.1 Gs. The pilots tell the passengers when to return to their seats, and then it's something that our training team has made very natural and intuitive. Absolutely. Even though you're in that reduced G environment.
Yeah, absolutely. During the days up leading to training, it's something that all of our crew practice. Our cabin is very purposefully designed to allow for our crew to get back into their seats. And even on re-entry, the amount of G's that you feel, but it's designed that anyone can do it, as we've seen today. And the views are going to be amazing on the way down, too.
So when we talk about space travel, right, with the boost, everybody recognizes that as exciting and thrilling, but the re-entry is actually quite thrilling as well. And we have shock waves that form over the top of the vehicle. Right now, they're experiencing the max G on re-entry of about 3.5. We're supersonic, so if you're outside here at the Spaceport America, you should hear a double sonic boom as spaceship once again breaks the sound barrier on re-entry. We just passed subsonic.
Amazing. And the crowds, again, are just cheering on our entire crew. They're going to be able to see the vehicle as it comes down to land, and our crew here are also going to be they're going to be able to see Spaceport America. They're going to be able to see see that their family and their friends are there cheering them on as they come back and return to Spaceport America.
So we've passed below 60,000 feet. Once we get to about 53 to 55,000 feet, we'll command the feather down. That'll result in the nose of the spaceship dropping. And then once the feather is down and locked, which it's now moving, the crew will pull back on the stick and make a gentle return to level flight.
I remember during the re-entry, I just could not stop looking out the window. The landscape of New Mexico is just very indicative of this planet. It's beautiful, and it's really just amplifies going to space, looking down on just the beautiful planet you've just left.
And the feather is now down and locked. So the pilots are starting that gentle pull back to straight and level flight. Spaceship is now a glider. So it's all about balancing that potential and kinetic energy. If they want to go faster, they push the nose down. And if they want to go slower, they pull back and bring the nose up.
It's absolutely incredible. G2 is a flight for the history books. The crew on board are on the leading edge of broadening space access and are taking the first steps in hopes that others may find it easier to follow their lead. Now, Keisha and Anna have become astronauts today thanks to Space for Humanity, whose mission is to expand access to space for everyone. And to talk more about their mission and their purpose, we actually have a special guest in the studio, Space for Humanity's Executive Director, Rachel Lyons. Rachel, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much for having me, Sarisha. It's such an honor to be here.
Oh my gosh, you must just be absolutely pumped. So before we talk about Keisha and Anna, I know we all want to, I wanted to ask, could you tell us about Space for Humanity's mission?
Absolutely, yeah. And I am so excited. The team is so excited. It's such a dream come true to see this happening, to see Keisha and Anna and Jon going to space. I'm like pinching myself here watching this whole thing come to fruition. And so Space for Humanity, we're a non-profit organization founded by Dylan Taylor, who's a space investor and founder and CEO. And our mission, as you have been mentioning, is to sponsor people from all over the world to go to space. When also, as you guys have both been mentioning, when people go to space and they look back down at our planet as this interconnected, fragile, beautiful, finite planet, it changes a person's perspective forever.
Yeah,
as you spoke about
absolutely.
Yeah. So we're really talking perspective to as many people as possible by sending people to community representatives for different areas and nations and places that haven't necessarily had exposure to this is that each of them can come back down and make a difference. Good morning. And like I said, we can't believe that it's not prescriptive. And depending on the care of the individual, it'll look different. And so that's the cool thing about Keisha and Anna going to
नॉमिनेशन से बचने नहीं करती कुछ वर्ड्स या उसका कुछ ऐसा हरकत समझ बात को लगता है कि दिस इज ओवर सम टाइम कुछ कहाँ लगा फिर मैं साथ ही से समझ रहे क्योंकि जो भी आता बाहर से ही बोलता है यार इस सीजन में कोई कपल नहीं निकला समझ रहे कपल नहीं निकला तो अब हम लोग मेरा एल्विस को कह ही नहीं सकता कि लव स्टोरी कोई आज तक गैस छोड़ दी क्या हाँ
we were there just a little bit less than 2 years ago now. Richard Branson, some team members, and everyone that was on the campaign. And so I had the honor of going to Keisha's house. Richard Branson's face, just, greeting her when she opened the door.
That's where we saw the screen.
Yeah.
She was on person.
Exactly.
She अभिषेक तेरे को अपना ही नहीं याद होता है यार
giving someone a ticket to space. And so to watch this now 2 years later and also to watch the impact that she's having on Antigua. I mean, I've been to and I don't think I've ever met and so now there's reporters and people from Keisha's community. There's people who are telling you what their flag means and what it means for them. This is a nation. Going to space, Keisha and Anna. It's incredible to watch, and she's great. And they have both inspirations for so many different demographics. As I've mentioned, the messages are
सुबह 10 बजे।
तुझे रियलाइज नहीं होता तू कभी कभी ऐसी बातें करता है किसी की फीलिंग्स और सेंटिमेंट्स की कदर नहीं करता है तू बहुत ही एरोगेंट बन जाता है अपनी टोन में गुस्से में देखो अपनी ज़बान पे कंट्रोल नहीं होता है उसे
मैं तो प्यार से बात कर रहा था कल तेरा गुस्सा था ज्यादा
तूने फिर से पुरानी बातें निकाल के इंटेंशनली सिचुएशन को खराब किया
नार्सिसिस्ट वाली बात हो रही थी उस पर
वो तो बाद में हुई उससे पहले तू क्या कर रहा था याद कर
मुझे याद नहीं ना
तो यही तो प्रॉब्लम है तेरी तुझे तेरी गलतियां और बेखुदगी याद ही नहीं रहती बस दूसरों में गलतियां ढूंढता है तू सॉरी बोल सॉरी बोल सॉरी बोल
पहले बता क्या बात बुरी लगी
तू पहले सॉरी बोल फिर बोलूंगी
पहले बात बता
हमेशा आप इतने सही नहीं हो सकते जितना अपने आप को आप समझते हो
आप ट्रिगर कैसे हो
आप किसी के सेंटिमेंट्स की कदर नहीं करते हो
इंसान अगर
और इंटेंशनली इंसल्टिंग मैनर में बात करते हो मैं नहीं हो रही थी इसलिए उठ के निकल गया अभिषेक वहाँ बैठ के और सुना सकती थी देखो
आपने मुझे ऑलरेडी बहुत सुनाया बेबी का जी
इतना क्या तेरे को घमंड है अपने ऊपर
घमंडी हो गया
खुद को हमेशा सही समझता है इतना क्या तेरे को हर बात पे अंत में मेरी ही बात सही ये वाला एटीट्यूड क्यों रखता है
क्योंकि मेरी बात सही है
दोपहर 12:15 बजे
मेरे दिमाग में ना काफी दिन से कुछ चल रहा था क्या मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रहा था एक वर्ड पकड़ा वाइल्ड कार्ड कि डिस्कशन हुआ, वाइल्ड कार्ड को मैं विनर नहीं मानता, जैसे बोला उन्होंने।
जो सैटरडे से शुरू हुआ, बेसिकली जो सैटरडे से बात शुरू हुई।
हाँ, तो फिर जब वीकेंड का वार ख़त्म हुआ तो मैंने इससे बोली कि यार वो वाली बात तो जमी नहीं, वाइल्ड कार्ड वाली कैलकुलेशन बताई मैंने कि मुझे 4 हफ्ते के लिए लाया गया इधर, बीच में आया मैं, तो ये 4 हफ्ते सीनियर एक तरीके से, बट 4 हफ्ते का जब सैचुरेशन पॉइंट आया घर का तो मैं आया, बट उसके बाद भी जो इनने 4 हफ्ते में करा वो टाइम दे के मैंने ऑब्जर्व करा, तो मुझे वही लगा कि इसने जो 4 हफ्ते में अब किया वो 4 हफ्ते में पहले भी कर रखा है।
बिल्कुल
सही सोच रहा हूँ ना मैं?
नहीं बिल्कुल,
मैं तो चलो लेट आया, बट तुम पे तो एक टाइम पीरियड था पहले भी, तुमने उससे अलग क्या करा?
कुछ नहीं।
तो ये तो हो गया एक वो वाला पीओवी मेरा बाहर वाला, एक इंटरनली वो वाला कि जैसे उसने बोला ना कि मैं दिल से नहीं मान सकता, तो एक वो भी फैक्टर आता है इसमें, दोस्ती यारी वाला।
ये वहाँ पे कहा उन्होंने सिर्फ कि आप उसके बाद में आपकी डिस्कशन हुई है,
उसके बाद भी ठीक है, तो उसके बाद मैंने 3 बार पूछा, मैंने कि एक बार झूठी तसल्ली दे दे, क्या पता मुझे, तो मैंने सोचा नहीं इसमें क्या झूठी तसल्ली लूँ मैं, उसने बोल ही दिया तो फिर अब बोल दिया तो बोल दिया कि मैं मेरे मन से मैं नहीं मान सकता। मैंने कि ओके, तभी तो मैं कह रहा था बार बार कि मुझे मूंगफली दे दो, मूंगफली चिल्ला है उधर।
जो आप कह रहे हैं बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस जब मैं देखी स्क्रीन पे, आई वाज सो डिसअपॉइंटेड। मुझे लगा कि अभी इतना कुछ उसको बोला गया है, आई डोंट वांट टू ऐड टू इट।
करेक्ट,
इसने मुझे बोला कि मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा है आपसे, एंड जैसे मैं आपको मिला, फिर आपके पिताजी को मिला, और आप दोनों में एक ऑरा है, एंड आई होप कि मैं भी एक टाइम आएगा जहाँ पे आइए।
तू तो बाल सेट करके आया था।
सेट बेबी का नहीं किया है।
दोपहर 12:30 बजे।
जैसे उस दिन तुमने बोला कि तुम ओपिनियन नहीं देते हो, कोई सिचुएशन होगी जिसमें मैं होऊंगा, जिसमें मुझे लगे कि मैं मेरा
So we're 1,000 feet above the runway. The runway here is about 4,500 feet or 500 feet. Pre-flare, that's pulling the nose up and taking advantage of the ground effect. It's extra lift you get when you're close to the ground. We've crossed the threshold. That's the beginning of the runway. Beautiful. And touchdown of the main gear. Now CJ's going to hold the nose gear up for a little bit. That helps bleed off the energy that the